Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've done a couple of things yesterday. Yesterday I didn't get a chance to film what I did when I was doing it. I just wanted to get it done. I was really busy. So on this side here, like I've said before, my garden is like a giant science experiment. So on this side here, just to keep the weeds down in the pathway, this is the pathway where we'll bring the wheelbarrow through and that sort of stuff. So I didn't want to have weeds growing there, so I tried the whole put the cardboard down and then put some straw on top and mulch on top of that. And then, so that's kind of that I did. I used that to cover something else. I'll show you later in the video what I did with that. There's my sheet. And then on this side, I just did the straw without the cardboard underneath. I wanted to see if there's a difference between putting cardboard under. It's not focusing because I'm putting my hand in front of there. So putting cardboard under versus not putting cardboard under. I wanted to see if I liked it better, if there was a difference between how many weeds grow through that, and that sort of stuff. I got the idea from the No Dig garden from Charles Dowding. He's a really good gardener out in England, I believe. I'm not sure. Over the sea, over on the other side of the world. And he does the No Dig garden. They call him the godfather of No Dig. And so I figured I'd try it with this side and then try it without on that side and see which one I like best. This cardboard does not have any plastics in it. As you can see, I just used plain green, or that's not green, oh my gosh. It's early in the morning. The shadows, the sun comes up from that side, so you can tell it's the morning, but yeah, brown, it's brown. So yeah, it's brown. There's no tape. I took all the tape off. There's no plastic. There's very little ink. There's a little bit of ink, but not a lot. So that's about as nice as possible. I still have to clean up that's the tape I pulled off of the cardboard. So we'll see what's going on in here and see what's happening and where we're at with all the planting and stuff. We'll start over here. In here, it's a nice little hideout. I just took some of the plants that I've started inside and I'm just hardening them off, and so they're staying here. So that's the leeks over here that I'll be planting out much later on. They did really, really well under here though, so that was really good, but I will remember to take them in when it gets kind of really cold at night. I don't think they're quite ready to handle the cold. And then I've got nasturtiums here. I've got a bunch of different types. There's the variegated, well, the variegated never germinated, but I have the night and day, and then I have the other one. I can't remember what the other one was called, but and then we've got the lupin. They did really well. They stayed out all night long last night, by the way. And then I've got, these are, I believe, the poppies. Pretty sure those are the poppies. And then I've got over there, I've got some other flowers. I don't see anything growing from what we've planted the other day. I think it's just because it got really, really cold, like shortly after it went to like -8 to -10. So I'm just going to give it another week. And if nothing germinates, I'll replant. And then I'll just know that was a bit too early. So that's that one there. The hoops are holding up pretty well. The wind and then the weight of the snow kind of dipped this down at some point. And then this, I woke up and this was like this. So I had to like fix that and move that back out, but otherwise it's not too shabby. You can see the wood where I planted my carrots underneath. I always put the wood over top so the seeds stay put until they germinate, and as soon as they germinate, I take the wood off so they can grow. Yesterday, this is the bed I planted yesterday. I'm not finished planting this bed, but for now this is it. I've left some space in between just to have some succession growing space. I want to make sure that I leave little spaces so I can start new plants as the older plants start to die off for the summer or go to seed. So in this corner here and in that corner there, I'm not sure how well they'll come up because it looks like a cat's been in there. And yeah, we've got some cats and I love them. They're nice, but yeah, they're taking opportunities where I'd rather they not. So we'll fix that. But so I've done zucchini in both of those. I wanted to see what happened. We're gonna have yesterday was plus 20, and then today it's supposed to be hotter than yesterday. The lows were what was it last night? Last night I think it was like plus 5 or plus 6. And for the next 2 weeks it's supposed to be similar, like give and take, but we're not supposed to have a low going below 0 for at least the next 2 weeks. So I figured it's time we start putting some stuff in the garden. So I've got some zucchinis. One of them is a black and one of them is a green. I can't remember which side was what. And then I started peas indoors. So this is I planted the peas in the ground under there, and I've planted peas elsewhere too, and these are the ones that I started indoors. So we're going to try and see what will work. I mean, because growing peas indoors, starting them is easy enough. I started all 5 of these. There's 5, right? 1, 2, yeah. So there's 5 in there. Started them all inside in one of those cups, and just let them grow until yesterday. And I noticed we've got great weather for the next few weeks, so thought I'd bring them out here. So this is kind of the lazy way of hardening off. So you plant them out, right? And I've done that with some of the other ones also, and I'll show you guys what else I used. You can use a cardboard box. I can, like, if I don't think this is going to cover them well enough, like I've taken bamboo stakes just so the wind doesn't take the cardboard box away. I've just put one here and one there. I can do this if I wanted to, and then just make it taller. So if I have plants that are taller and we're all of a sudden like in a freeze all of a sudden for 1 or 2 nights, I can make it taller and then cover it with a sheet, or I could cover it with, pretty much anything, really anything to keep the frost off, right? Or I can just move these and then put this around and cover it. So if I don't need all of that height, let's see if I can do this with one hand. That's talent, right? So I can just do that and do that with the other 2 as well. And then just put something like maybe a piece of wood or something on top to keep it closed. And then that should protect it. Cardboard is a very good insulator, so that should protect it from any minor frosts that we're going to be getting in the next little bit. Doesn't look the prettiest right now, but I cannot wait until I can take all these things down and everything grows. So moving on, here I planted more peas yesterday. Pardon me. So here I planted more peas yesterday. The black stuff is worm compost. I'll show you what this is. It's this guy right here, worm castings. That stuff is really good. It was on sale and I was like, oh my goodness, I must have me a bag of that. That stuff is gorgeous for the garden. It's like gold. So I planted more peas here, kind of in relatively the same order as those. So the plan is, once they start to grow, I'll build what's it called, a wigwam. And so you just take bamboo stakes and you put like 5 or 6 or 7 of them in a circle, and then you go up to the top and you tie them off at the top, and then the peas can grow up those, right? So I'm going to do that with both of these when it comes time. It looks like these guys will be ready sooner. So today I'll run out and I'll get some more. These are the last of my bamboo stakes from previous years. So it looks like I'm going to need to do that pretty quick for this one. And then here, you'll see a little space here, and it'll be mirrored on the other side, as well as these corners here, and there. So I planted the purple sprouting broccoli and the green sprouting broccoli there as well. I love broccoli. Broccoli's so good for you, and I love picking it fresh and then sauteing it in a really hot pan, adding some garlic and a little bit of butter, some salt and pepper, mix it with like other vegetables that you like. Oh, wow. What a very quick, very simple, very easy, and very absolutely delicious side to any meal. So definitely want lots of those in this garden here. So that's these 2 beds here. We'll see what happens with those guys. So like I said, I've got lots of space between here. I know these guys are going to grow really large, and as well as those guys there, but I'll have space right in here, which would be shaded, so I could probably do some radishes a little bit later on in the season, and they'll be shaded by these leaves here, right? with the peas being there and there, I could do some carrots right along here. I've got all this space from here to there. It's like bigger than my hand. And so from there to here, I could probably do carrots or radishes or even some beetroot. I could do the same on the other side of this box here. This box is right dead center. And then also over here, trying not to walk too fast because I don't want you guys to get dizzy while watching this. I know back here there's going to be some space as well. So I think I might just plant some nasturtium there. They're a trap plant, so any pests that might want to eat the peas can very easily they'll want to go to the nasturtiums because they like the nasturtiums better. So I can plant one right over here, and that'll be a really good deterrent. I could even just plant nasturtiums through here because they'll grow up and then they'll cascade down the outside, right? So that's kind of the plan for these. Very loosely, I'm not a stickler for plans. I kind of sort of know what I want to do, and then I'll just do whatever I want to do. Back here, so you'll see the straw right over there. I planted the dill. I might just go ahead and do another quick scattering of some dill seeds, only because it was disturbed and I'm not sure how that's going to grow now. And then all throughout the back here, all the way along this back, behind here, there's not that much space, so I planted some of the smaller ones. They'll still grow 5 feet tall. And then all the way up to there, I planted sunflowers. Now, if they germinate well, if they grow well, can you imagine how gorgeous that will look right along the back? All sunflowers. Be beautiful. Moving along, so here's this one. This is the dollar store one. I haven't seen anything germinating yet. I haven't seen anything growing yet. I did open it up on the ends yesterday because it got so hot, and so I did that, and I did give them a little bit of a water as well. And we'll see if something germinates soon in that. Again, it was really, really cold for a little while, so this is all just a big test. Now, under my sheet, see that sheet? No, I'm not sleeping out here. Maybe Ryan will sometimes. I'm just kidding. Let me just open this up and let you see. I'm not sure if this will work or not. These are the beetroot that I started earlier. Now, some people were saying beetroot don't transplant well, and some people say they do. So this was yesterday as well, so I'm giving them a few days. Some of them look like they're perking back up. They look like they might make it. This one over here, this one might not. I'm not sure. This one looks like he's coming back up. So maybe, just maybe, I just don't want them having the full brunt of the sun. So I'm covering them up just for today, just to give them a little bit of time to just kind of establish and do their best. This one looks like he's doing okay. He's going to come back up. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I did also direct sow some beetroot. So we'll leave that open for now. It's still pretty chilly. It's like maybe plus 8 or 9, 7 maybe. So we'll give them a little bit of sun. And then coming around here, now these you probably can't see it in the camera, but I did see a little bit of green in there earlier this morning when I checked it, because I wasn't sure if I needed to water it again or how dried out it would get. But this one looked like it had 2 pieces of green in there when I opened it up. I can't see it through here, and I don't think you guys will either. But so these ones look promising. I'm still giving them some more time because, like I said, we've been through a little bit of a really cold spell there. Now, I did also start some lettuces. So these are icebergs, and I've transplanted them. Some of them don't look too good. Let's see if we can focus on that one. So this one doesn't look like he's too happy about coming out. But a lot of these look like they'll do quite well. So I've got high hopes for these guys. I did just water this morning. So last night I watered a little bit, but I don't think I watered quite enough. I saw that one there, and I just went, maybe I didn't quite water them enough. So figured I'd give them a little bit more water this morning and just see, right? Got some more over here. Over here's one. I planted a teeny tiny one here that might not be ready, might not have been ready to go. And then I've got one more in here. And he looks like he's going to bounce back. So that's good. I'm happy about that. I did not cover these last night. We just put, I'll show you that big, this thing here. We literally just put, I'll back up so I can show you. We put it from there and we just leaned it across. And then with this bucket on this side, that going across, the fence in the back, and then this bucket was over top of my romaine over here. So it did have some cover from all four sides, but it wasn't like sealed like these buckets here are sealed and like all of that other stuff, right? So that may have played a part in these few not doing so well, but we'll still give them a chance. You never know, right? So we're just going to leave that and let them kind of decide what they want to do. And then the romaine, how nice is that, hey? They're looking really nice. I did start these 2 weeks ago inside, and I've transplanted them. So this was yesterday that I transplanted them. And they're doing okay, I think. I think they're doing mostly quite well. I don't think I planted this one quite deep enough. It's kind of like a little squiggly there, and then it's growing there. Maybe I'll just put some more dirt around it or something. But these guys are looking really good. This guy's looking really lovely. So this is the first time I'm growing romaine lettuce in like 20 years. I haven't had like a garden like this. I've just done like container gardening on the patio for the last, I don't know how long. So this is a bit of a learning curve. I have to remember the things that I did back then when I actually had one of these garden beds. So they're doing pretty okay, I think, overall. So that's kind of where we're at with the garden at this point. I'm going to leave those on still because we're still working on the experiment and seeing what will work. And we'll see. Maybe starting the seeds early and transplanting them might work. However, if these seeds start to germinate and they grow a lot faster than these ones do, because these ones are going to be stunted a little bit, because usually when you transplant, they do go through a transplant shock. And so they might take a week or two before they start growing again. As long as they stay perky and upright like this, I'm fine. So maybe in that week or two, these guys might germinate and they might start growing and they might catch up to those ones. You never know, right? So we'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm noticing I have not put any worm castings on these. After I transplanted them, I was kind of in a hurry. So I'm going to put some worm castings on this. I'm going to do that on the beetroot too. It doesn't look like I did that there either. So I'm going to give them, oh no, I did. Yeah, beetroot looks like I've done it. I just missed this one. So I'm going to do that over here. I'm going to finish up whatever I've kind of left for today. And then that's the update for this garden. How awesome is that? We are getting going. See, some of these beetroots look like they might work. They might come up, eh? I think that guy's looking like he's perking back up pretty okay. Some of them just look like they're just like, you know how us humans were having fits and stuff? These guys look like they're just like throwing themselves down and screaming and crying, going, I don't want to be outside. You know how some kids do that? Anyway, so they're doing all right, I think. Overall, with what they've been through in the last little bit, I think they're doing all right. So I will keep you updated on these. And we'll see what happens. If they die, they die. Whatever. I've got more seeds. We'll just plant the seeds again. So what do you guys think? Do you think you would like to do the straw with the cardboard underneath? Or do you think that just the straw without the cardboard would be enough to keep the weeds from coming back? What are your opinions? What are your thoughts on that? Leave your answer down on the message. Down below, down under there, down there, that way. and let me know. Honestly, I think because the cardboard is dry, right? It's really dry, and it's when I'm walking on it, it's a little bit slippery, and I think it's just because it's still fresh. So it might, after we've had a rain, it might settle in, I don't know. But I'm finding it safer to walk on this at this point. However, that might work better for long-term weed control. Never know, right? So we'll see. A whole bunch of experiments, a whole bunch of trials, a whole bunch of everything. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think, and any ideas to change this or make it any better. Let me know. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Ciao.